So next, as we've talked about, in case of that you have met your performance metrics or your evaluation metrics that you've set to yourself or the business have set to you. So how can you save the model that you have worked on and you have achieved the highest and the best evaluation metrics on? To save the model with the best performance, if your model is stored certain name, in our case, recall that our model was on GS underscore log reg. So, let's recall our model name that we were able to do prediction based on the logistic regression with the grid search CV. It's this one. To do that, there is an important library that you have to import. It's called joblib. We'll import that. Import joblib. Okay, and then all the same joblib dot dump. Okay, then we'll put our model name, then the name that we are gonna store model. In our case, let's just call it hard tech tech Russian model, and it has to end with joblib. That way you could, store the. Let's run that now. We'll see where the file is gonna. Okay, as you could see that your model is here, was saved to the hard logistic regression model. So again, to explain, this is our model, our trained model that we have developed. This is the file name that we have chosen for our model. Some people, you might, be able also to save it as same thing, but with an extension called L. And this one as well. You'll notice here that there is same model, but this one is .kl, and this one is joblib. Now let's see how we can load the model. So on this one, let's load the saved model. Do that, or we can just call loaded or model equal to again joblib. Then we'll use the function called load, and then we'll set the name that we have saved our model. It's okay. Let's load our model. The same thing, you can, change the L to joblib. Now try to do, some prediction like that we have loaded, and then let's now use the model and make some prediction. So here we said load the model. Here, let's say, uh, make some prediction on loaded model. Do that, we're just gonna call the YPRED. Let's call it, since we have it loaded already, let's call it as YPRED's model and equal to loaded model, which is here already, this one. Then predict, in our case, we have, for example, an X test data set. So this is where the predictions gonna happen using our saved model here. It's this one. Let's run this code. To see the predictions that you might, have, you can just run. I've saved your model, and as you could see that again, the same thing. Well, these were the predictions that we are expecting to happen using our loaded model that we have saved it based on the evaluation metrics that we have achieved our case. So again, the YPREDs here in our case will contain the predicted labels or values depending on the type of problem that you're trying to solve. Our case, it's classification uh, problem. So as you could see that it's predicting zero and ones. It's binary classification problem. So you might, case if you are running into a regression problem that you are trying to predict a number, for example, the sales of apartments or sales of vehicles, for example, if you have successfully built a model and you're now trying to predict, a regression, trying to solve a regression problem, you might get different values here, might get different numbers here, depend on the problem that you're trying to solve. So lastly is the optional section here. Again, it's how to deploy it. If your model is good enough, you have done, you hit your evaluation metrics again. As we said that there are multiple ways of how you can save it. We have saved our regression model, logistic regression model, and load it. There is also one method apart from joblib. It's called pickle. This is for a simpler model. Your problem isn't that complicated. You can also use like pickle or joblib to save your trained model. So far, this allows you, to load it and use it later without any retrain. So also we have Onyx, which is cross-platform compatible for, if you want to export the model to the Onyx format, which works across, different machine learning frameworks and platforms. When it comes to the deployment, you have several options here, including the cloud deployment. You can deploy your model using cloud services like Google Cloud or Cloud AI. Also, you have AWS SageMaker. Also, Azure ML or machine learning to create an API endpoint for real-time prediction. If you want to run your model, to start receiving real-time predictions, you can use one of these cloud platforms. What else we have? We have also web-based API. Like if you want others to interact with your model and can create an example a REST API so they can use it using framework like Flask or Fast API where users can send data and receive a prediction in return. These are web-based API. Also, there are some web applications. You can build a web application model using tools like Streamlit or Cradio to provide an interactive user interface for prediction, making it accessible to non-technical users. So you can deploy to the web, and then uh, the users can come and access it using Cradio. So this is all for the last section on saving and loading, deploying the model. All depends on the model that you're trying to build, that you metrics, or you're trying to prove it. Also you can save it and load it so someone else can use it to to tune it or to do further modification model. So that's all, and looking forward to meet last section, training.